is currently serving as assistant professor and the head of the Department of Law of Central University of Kerala. He is a graduate in both economics and law and a postgraduate in constitutional and administrative law. He has specialized in human rights of the underprivileged, differently abled, and the working class. Dr. Kumar has done extensive research in the field of disability law and human rights and has acquired PhD from University of Kerala in the year 2012 on the topic of legal protection of mentally challenged people in India. He has served as an assistant professor in the Faculty of Law, University of Delhi, for a period of 10 years from 2005 to 2015. Dr. Kirish Kumar has a considerable number of publications to his credit in national as well as international journals on various topics ranging from human rights of the marginalized sections to constitutional and administrative law of India. Dr. Girish Kumar has participated and presented research papers in several national and international conferences, including the annual International Conference on Law, Regulation, and Public Policy, LRPP 2013, organized by the Global Science and Technology Forum in Singapore. He is an academic member in Global Science and Technology Forum, an international body, and is a life member in the All India Law Teachers Congress, which is a national level organization of law teachers in Indian universities. Dr. Kumar is also a visiting professor to the University of Kerala, Kannur University, the Sri Sankara Sanskrit University, Kaladi, and the Rajiv Gandhi National Law University, Patiala, and many other institutions of higher learning across the country. His vision of developing legal education as a powerful tool for social change and inclusive development of the society is evident from the social service endeavors he has engaged through outreach programs of National Service Scheme cells, both in the University of Delhi and the Central University of Kerala. Welcome, Dr. Girish, sir. Thank you for your understanding and thank you for your patience. You may please go ahead with your address, please.
Thank you. Thank you for the loving and wonderful introduction.
Our pleasure.
Hope I am audible to everyone. Hope.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yet another wonderful morning we had with the inaugural function of the International Conference, World Innovative Research International Conference on Management, Science, Engineering, Technology, Humanities, or it is called WIRI, MSET May 2021, and having the better and the outstanding theme of sustainable business growth challenges, measures, and solutions in global scenario. And in the morning, we had a wonderful session in the keynote address by Siddharth Gausa. Actually, we really have seen how humans could be motivated in a few minutes or in a half an hour span of time. So, very good morning to all the dignitaries, my close friend and leader with a great vision of academic enrichment, Dr. Prakash Divakaran, Director CEO, GRCF, Dr. Siddharth Gaur, the motivational speaker who has enlightened all of us in the morning, Dr. Bahubali Sringarpur, sir, Head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering Applicators, TU Patil Vidyapeeth, who had given a wonderful presentation on artificial intelligence and its influence on human life in the morning. Dr. Mail Murugan, Head of the Department of PG Department of Commerce, the Madurai College, Madurai. Sri Professor Sailesh Iyer, Rai University, Ahmedabad. Professor Preeti J. Rajput, PG Head, DYPSOEA, Ambi, and Professor Dr. J.P. Basale, Head Research, SCS Narayan Gaon, Pune. Professor Dr. Prakash H. Karmagar, another stalwart dealing with all the academic endeavors of Global Sciences Technology Forum, hand in hand with Prakash Divakaran sir of Savitri Bai Pune University. Dr. Bharat Prabhakar Jindurkar, Principal, late KG Kataria College, Town, and Dr. Gaurav Saini, and all other enlightened dignitaries, personalities gathered here, the presenters, the technical team, everyone, a very warm good morning to all, with the happiness and gratitude for making me a part of this program. It is very much important that we are living in a specific and a transitional time of phase in human life. We all know that now the world politics is very much having world politics as well as world human life are very much facing a historical juncture or it is standing still at a historical juncture with the advent or attack of this COVID-19 pandemic. World leaders are unable to know how to move on, unable to lead their societies. People across the globe are suffering, struggling, and many are starving and getting deprived of the basic amenities of human life. So this COVID-19 has given us a great lesson of life, how to overcome struggles and sufferings, how to face difficulties in life collectively. The world is divided now into two phases, the pre-COVID-19 as well and the post-COVID-19 pandemic. We all know that human evolution is composed of many experiences, experiments, success and failures, failures after success, etc. We all know. So the experience make humans more and more equipped for facing more future issues in life and preserving the world and keeping a proper world for the future generations. Every civilization, in my view, is the product of learning and discovering. We all know that learning is not merely classroom learning or college or school learning only. Learning from experiences, learning from the nature, learning from failures, learning from success, and learning from setbacks, everything. Even we learn from disasters and calamities. So learning makes human life and human civilization better. And in fact, that makes human race much, much civilized again and again. Humans shall have the capacity to learn and unlearn. Very important point. Learn and unlearn. We all know that how to learn. So we will be asked a question as to how to unlearn. In my view, unlearn doesn't mean that we should forget what we learn. We should correct what we have learned wrongly. So that is the process of unlearning. And humans should properly have the capacity to learn, unlearn, and again learn. So this is a cyclical process or a continuous process. If you're not ready to unlearn, you're not going to learn anything. Because we know that the faiths, beliefs, etc. In the past human history, we know there are religious beliefs, faith, rituals, customs, many such practices which were not at all suitable for a civilized society. So with the advent of discoveries, technological advancements, science, humans have learned how to unlearn the wrong propositions or perceptions they were having. So this process should be a continuous one to enrich and enhance the progress and the forward growing growth of the humanity. At one point of time, for long, we know, for a long period, faiths and beliefs were leading human life. But gradually, knowledge, discoveries, and inventions, and new revelations have taken place and have started guiding human life. Religions, rituals, customs, etc., were the product of human quest for peace and enlightenment. At one point of time, these were only the these were only the elements or whatever available for humans to scope for peace and enlightenment. If somebody is affected by a disease, they should pray to the God and they should wait for the magical cure. There was a time. But however, gradually with the progress, invention of machines, medical and other scientific techniques, these process have started freeing humans from superstitious beliefs. Now the society, human society, should not wait for a magical cure. They can have medical and technical and scientific inventions and interventions to cure diseases. Anything other than ourselves, we can call nature. Nature has been playing a very important role in the growth and emancipation of human life. Humans have started learning from nature. There is natural law theory, natural theory of law in our legal studies when we teach our law is actually the experience people learn from committing. So nature is a very big teacher, and nature is the creator or supplier of laws, ethics, moral points, etc. to humans. However, emergence of power battles, these days we see power battles and the utilitarian value system across the globe started deteriorating human civilization. International politics is contaminated with many bad elements these days. We know unhealthy competition between countries, between people, between races, and different kind of menace taking place, just deteriorating human civilization. It's a kind of utilitarian attitude all over the globe now we are facing, which should ultimately go to protect and preserve humanity. The present day world society witness many menaces like political aggression, cross-border and international terrorism, refugee crisis, etc. And many a times we are left helpless. We are becoming helpless by simply reading in the newspaper and watching in the TV. We are sitting in our drawing room and we are not able to do anything for killing of innocent people in the street, for killing and harassment of children, women, helpless people across the globe. So human civilization is going through a very determinant, very important phase currently. We know the values of tolerance and humanity are gradually getting ignored, and the market-driven and power-oriented society is dominating human lives. Our title of the seminar conference gives the word sustainable. What is sustainable? In my view, sustainable means preserving and protecting the current, whatever good environment for the future. The thinking of development of the society and the world with a concern for the nature that is sustainable. It should not only be concern for the nature and concern for all people around us. We should respect our freedom as well as others' freedom. As the famous French philosopher Voltaire has remarked, one may be disagreeing with the statement or opinion of the other, but the former should be ready to die or ready to to agitate or protest to protect the right to say that opinion held by the other. I may be against your view, but I will be fighting till my last breath to protect your right to have that opinion. Respecting one's own freedom is not at all enough. Respecting the freedom of the fellow people is also a very important tenet to be possessed by humans to take the human civilization forward. The values of tolerance and humanity are that much important in the present day. Development, sustainability, and concern for the nature are to be very much important. And we all know that poverty, destitution, deprivation, refugee crisis all over. See, the proposition of jurisprudential thinking is that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The famous Supreme Court former Justice V.R. Krishna has rightly remarked in a landmark Supreme Court decision that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. We should not think that we are happy, we are getting everything in our comfort, so we should proceed like this. No. If a single person is deprived of his basic rights in any corner of this globe, it will be a threat to affluence and comfort anywhere. So the four freedoms I'm citing, I'm just quoting Franklin D. Roosevelt, who has given in the American Parliament the elements of four freedoms. Freedom from want, which means freedom from deprivation. One should be provided with whatever he requires for a dignified life. Freedom from want. Freedom from fear. Doesn't mean that we should stop the person from getting under fear. No. We should remove the elements around him which will make him afraid. So freedom from want, freedom from fear, freedom of speech and expression, freedom of choice. Many such freedoms are to be protected, not only of personal or oneself only, the other fellow people also around us. In our society, still there are relevant proclamations made by long cherished people, long cherished great humans like Martin Luther, who has spoken beautifully about the dream. I have a dream. He has told that about his dream. My dream of one day on which my children are judged or assessed not on the basis of their color, but on the basis of the integrity of their character. So there should be such kind of revelation and realization for all humans in the present day society. Then only we will be able to take forward whatever progress and development, whatever emancipation and enlightenment our forefathers have promised and handed over to us. So the title Sustainable Business Growth, Challenges, Measures and Solutions in Global Scenario is the most apt and appropriate one for a mass and grand event like this. With these few words, I wish a grand success and all the best wishes and greetings for this program, and expressing my deep sense of gratitude to my close friend, Dr. Prakash Divagaran and Dr. Prakash Karmakar, and everyone who is behind this grand event, and all the dignitaries, paper presenters, technical team, everyone gathered here for making this event a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Girish sir. Thank you very much for reiterating and re-emphasizing on the very important topic about human rights and justice and injustice system prevailing around the world. the war continues hands in hands between justice and injustice. And I really liked what you mentioned about the two, probably in my non-law, as a non-law scholar, I would say, not from the field, the sayings I would say that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere, and injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Been traveled across so many countries due to my work.
Actually, Dr. Girish Kumar sir is undergoing COVID treatment,
Oh,
and
really
even
sorry about
from the
that.
isolation room, he is attending the conference. That is very. Normally, people will. Last time, Bosale sir was there. He skipped the conference, but Girish Kumar sir told that I am in isolation anyway. I am boring, so I will attend full day conference peacefully. And thank you, sir.
But
Thank you very much for.
but this is actually good time to participate in this kind of event because we are peaceful, no disturbance at all. But because of some comorbidities, I have a dry cough which disturbs me, so I am not able to go for long conversation. Otherwise, it is the peaceful and beautiful surroundings I am without any disturbance.
Take care of your health also, sir. Take care of your health also.
Sure.
Please
Sure,
don't
thank you.
exert yourself.